Welcome to Movie Lounge. Today's our Friday episode, and we have a huge topics today. We have two topics we're doing today. Oh, snapperoo. And also a trailer review, which I'm going to do the trailer first because I just want to get that out of the way, and then I will get into the two topics. So the two topics are going to be digital versus film, and then also smartphones and should you use them to film. So let's get into it. Um, so I just saw, and I know some of the trailers. I'm always late on them, and as always, if you want, you can comment in the live, and we can have a topic. I will gladly stop what I'm talking about and then view your questions or comments or anything. So go ahead and do that. Let's get down to it. So I watched the Spider-Man Homecoming, the latest one, and it's the one, and I think it's more of a clip per se rather than a trailer. But I watched it with Peter Parker going into his room, and then you see his friend that sees him. I thought it was such a great conversation, great thing to do. I felt like this is going to be the Spider-Man that we've always wanted. I've enjoyed the original ones, one with Tobey Maguire, the first two, not the third one so much. Amazing Spider-Man, not so much. I wasn't a big fan of that. But this one, I feel like okay, like Marvel Studios knows what they're gonna do with it. They're not doing origins, thank God. But it has that humor that I like, and I thought it was really good. And the trailers look fantastic. Like I love the villain. I love everything about it. I almost said Kevin Costner. He's not in it. So it's yeah, all around it's a good. I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy it very much. I do like when he does this thing. He has the webs right here. Totally love that. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, it looks fun. I would definitely look at the clip. It looks really cool. So yeah, so we're gonna dig into digital versus film right now, and that is a topic that's very touchy with some people. Like Christopher Nolan is very much almost against digital, and this was the fall pretty much of Kodak film. And Kodak is still around, but they still mostly are stubborn with it. They're still trying to get into the digital side of it, but I think they've pretty much missed the boat, as I would say. But pretty much when filming was done like the 1900s, they would use film reels, and you would film it and you'd have to get the lighting right to film it, or it would be overexposed or underexposed. And I've done that before, and it's fun to do. If you ever get a chance to film a movie or a project, use film, some like just to try it, and it feels like it's a different feeling. I'll say that about film. And you get a sense of like more creativity with it, because like you're doing something that was originally done with film. And it would take a lot longer with the process of doing film. Once you're done filming, you had to take it to an in-house place, um, to have them process it all, and you wouldn't be able to get to see you were what you filmed, because you didn't know, like, ooh, did I miss something? Did I not do this shot right? How did it look? And you'd have to wait. And once you got it and you went through the whole entire dailies, is and what dailies is where you sit down and go through all the shots with the editor, and you pick out, well, okay, I like this one, I don't like that one. And then once you see it and you see the dailies, and then you see like, ooh, we need to go back and film it, so you would do it. So it's a long process. I feel like it's something that it's fun to do. Like if I worked on a project and Panavision's like, okay, we'll give you the camera and you can film, I'm gonna do it because it's something cool to do. Now with digital, it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier and it's faster. You get real time shots, real time everything. So you know, like, okay, I missed this part. Let's do it again. We'll do it right here. Like when they're filming the shot, the director or whoever is looking at it right here, and he can see it. He knows exactly. I think that's the advantage of digital. Now, digital doesn't look like film. Film looks nice. There's nothing better than film. like the look of film. When you see a movie, you can tell, and that's the magic of it. That's I like watching movies that are done on film because it's very natural and it just seems just right. With digital, they're catching up, but they're not there. It's everything is just all digital. And I know Red cameras are trying to push that, and they've gotten close, but digital still has some things to work on because they're always focusing on resolution, 8K, 9K. Like, I don't think you need to have like anything higher than 4K. If you're filming 4K and you want to crop it down to 1080, go for it because it's going to make the 1080 look so much nicer. And pretty much 4K is there to do the color correcting and editing and doing everything for the colors to make it just right. Like, I've always stand like, I don't need a 4K TV. It's not that important. I don't need high resolution all the time unless I'm making a project and I'm going in there to crop it down to 1080 because 1080 is fine as long as I'm like going in there to crop it down to fix the shot to make it look better for 1080, then that's the right process to go. Because if you're just going there like, ooh, I'm gonna go and use a digital camera and film at 8K, like, ooh, there's nothing that can process 8K. There isn't. It's we don't have a strong enough processor. You you can in a sense, but it would take so much money and so much time to build something that powerful, and it's kind of pointless. We're not there yet. 4K, I can see, okay, cool. We have the process, we have the system that we can do that. Let's drop it down to 1080 so it looks nicer. And so yeah, it's all down to preference, I say. Like if say Christopher Nolan wants to just film strictly on film, then cool. If someone wants to film on digital, awesome. I just feel like when this topic comes up, I become more. I used to be very digital, but now I'm very like open to like, hey, I'll do it on this, no problem. But you'll have people who are they will die to they'll go to their grave pretty much saying no, film is better, digital will never be better. But a lot of people are the same way with digital, and I think that you just need to be very open with those topics. So that's that topic. I hope that answered your questions or helped you figure out what you want to do. So we're going to get into a fun little topic called smartphones. And I love smartphones. I look on YouTube, read articles about it. I'm very much into those things. It's becoming bigger now with smartphone companies to make a phone that can film things. And I'm very much against it. I'm very much like if I use my phone to do I'm not going to get what I truly want. Like there's some things on my phone that I can do to fix the lighting, do all these fun little things so I can get a shot. But filming it takes too much memory. It takes all these other things to do and it becomes almost a waste. If you're doing let's say maybe like a couple minute short little film, then yeah, I would say okay cuz you're not doing too much. But if you want to make an actual like short film or like much bigger budget, like using a phone to film, it's not it's kind of stupid. Like if you want like okay, for example, if I want to do a film, a short film or project, and I say, okay, I want to take some test footages, then yeah, I can use my phone and film and do all these things just to see and be like get an idea of what I want to use. And then I can go use Sony Vision or camera that I want to use or my Canon. And I think that's fine. But if people who are just dead set who use an iPhone, which is I'm not a big iPhone person. I'll just throw that out there for no reason. But if you you're not going to get as much. You're not going to get because you don't have. I know you can attach lenses on your phone and stuff and do all that kind of cool things, but you're not going to get the same feel. You're not. It's just something about a phone using for filming. It's not all there. And one thing, if you do, if you're like, well, I don't like what you said, Steven, so I'm just gonna do whatever I want. That's cool. That's hey, I'm not here to tell what people should do. I'm just saying it's not smart because it's just you're gonna the information of the film of the footage isn't as good as what you're gonna get on like a digital or a film camera. But if you do film, don't film like this. It's stupid. Just don't. If you do, if someone came up and like, hey, I have some footage. You want to edit? Sure. This, I'm not going to do it because it's all cropped and it's vertical and it's stupid. That's me being really harsh and blunt. You just don't do it. The same way with filming any camera. You don't really want to film like this sometimes. With a nice camera, you can actually go in and turn it around and crop it, but it's kind of like why bother? In some certain shots, you can do that where you film it vertical and it's okay. But yeah, like just doing I feel like smartphones are catching up. It's better to do photography with phones. I'll say that because the quality has gotten there to make it the phones a little bit better for taking pictures. But filming wise, it's not every time I've done like a slow motion or something on my phone, it's just all grainy. It's not that good. So, what has better color in your opinion? Footages can be hard for me at times. Yeah, it. What has better colors? What? Hold on. I'm looking at the question. What has better color in your opinion? So I think film has better color. It's just hands down. It's film is just going to look way better in my opinion. Digital, you can manipulate the colors and stuff, and you can do really cool things in it. But in the end, film is it's just something. It's more natural to me. You're gonna get something more natural when you film it. With digital, you can actually color correct it on the camera. You can fix it, not color correct it. You can do the white balance and everything, and you can do more things to make the image better. But I feel like with film, it's gonna be more. And we're jumping back to the film digital thing, it's going to be more crisp. It's going to be much more natural, and it's going to be a lot better for our eyes to see. I feel so. And if you ever want to know what you're watching in film, one thing is up in the corner, like right there, you'll see a little dot like this blink. Usually, that's an indication that you're watching something on film, or you can kind of see by just how on the sides, really. But if you watch mostly films and you study what film looks like, you can kind of get an idea of it. Digital, you're not going to really get the little dot up here in the corner because usually what that means is when you see a dot, that means you have to change the film reel. So usually most films will get like 3 cases of a reel, and so then they have to load it up there. So once they see that, they have like a few minutes to switch it out and do it. And if you're really good, you're never gonna notice what happened. And sometimes you don't see that. That's with when you see that blank, it's your mind. It's a trick that your mind plays. Like if you ever seen Fight Club, you'll see images thrown in there real quick, like half a second. That's your brain saying, "We saw something," or and your eyes and your brains aren't like they're playing tricks on you. Pretty much what I'm trying to say. So, and they can't do that anymore because of Fight Club being tricky and funny and doing that. So, pretty much that's what that film part is. If you see the little dot, most likely it's going to be film, and they're switching out the film route. So, but yeah, back to the smartphone thing. It's there. It's I'll say this: the technology is catching up, and they're doing some really cool things, and I like it. I'm open to like other things. Once phones get to that advantage of, hey, we can make movies. And I know some people have filmed some shots with an iPhone or Samsung or anything pretty much. And I feel like it's just one extra thing that you're doing. And to me, it's more of a lazy thing. It's like, okay, you want to make this film, but you're too lazy to go out and rent it. So you're going to use your phone. And I get why some people, if they can't afford it, I get that. That's understandable. I'm not putting that in the same category. I'm just saying if you're maybe, yeah, anytime. So if you're well off with money, or you can afford it. I'll say that if you can afford it, then why spend the time to use your phone to film then when you can just go and film it? I always say if you need an example shot before you film, then film it on your phone. No problem there. I don't think that's a problem. You're just using there to like utilizing something to like help you make a shot better when you finally get to it. I just think there's better ways of approaching it. So I hope that all answers your questions. Thank you, Duke Silver, for your question. Um, yeah, if you want to have other topics for me to talk about, please let me know, and I'm more than welcome to. A lot of these topics are just thrown in there at the beginning, and I'm just like, ooh, this will be a good topic, even though I probably talked about it before. And another thing, if I talk about another topic before, sometimes my opinion might change over time, and that's fine. I think that's another cool thing is like my opinions will evolve and be in change in time because I'm looking at it at a different way. So this show is always going to evolve and have different opinions. So if we talk about more things, if we talk about remakes and reboots again next year or something, or like a few months down the road, it may change. But I'm always welcome to re-talk about topics that I've talked about in this shows and just help you guys understand how filming works and like help you guys if you're working on a project like that I my opinions can help in some way. So yeah, if you guys want, keep commenting. Just go on our Facebook page or go to VidMe. Like we're having our show on there also. So yeah, I got guys, I hope you have a good weekend. I'll see you guys Monday.